What's up, Virgo? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the full moon coming up on November 27th. It's going to be a full moon in Gemini at 4 degrees 51 seconds Gemini. It's going to occur at 4:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be in the 6th mansion of the moon. I'll put a picture of it up. We've had it before. It's one of Gemini's mansions. Has to do with the opposites, understanding them. You know, Gemini's the twins, and also, you know, making friendships and things like that. You can read about it. For Virgo Ascendant, we're talking 9th or 10th house is where this moon is going to be. So that's the house of foreign language, travel, higher learning, teaching even. 10th house is your work, you know, vocation, what you do for a living. And so this moon is going to be in Gemini, so it's going to be communication, you know, maybe different internal communication, the way you're thinking, but it's going to be touching Saturn in a square. It's going to be touching Pluto in a trine and touching Mars in an opposition. That's the 3 malefic planets all touching the moon. So this could be like heavy energy that day. And it's also touching the sun, but the sun is what's going to bring it all outward. So we need to be real careful. We may have intense feelings, you know, because Pluto's involved. Mars is intense, you know, fiery energy, and Saturn is the great malefic. So it could be really tough, rough feelings you're having. It could be about work. Could be having, you know, intense, rough feelings, you know, about everything you know in life, your philosophy on life, because that's also the 9th house philosophy. But it looks like luck is on your side, and your commitment is being tested. So you got 2 cards, Virgo. Commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. And luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. That's always good. You got luck. I mean, you know, Pluto's going to bring intense kind of manipulative energies. Ooh, transformative type energies, but the thing is with, you know, Pluto and with Scorpio is like burning things down so that things can be reborn. Like what did you sacrifice to get something new? So that's kind of the essence of it, and that's in the trine. So you could be trying to manifest or create something new in your life, or wanting to have strong feelings about it. You know, Mars is the planet that rules sex, like physical activity, athleticism. You know, some would argue war, even though I believe that truly war is ruled by Pluto, but it's a lot would say Mars. And then, you know, the sun is our mission in life, the life giver. And that's what we're all here to do, is come from being lunar, which is studying ourselves, the reflection, because that's all the moon does is reflect the light of the sun. So as a microcosm of the grander universe, we as people, we reflect internally, and that's where we filter everything and, you know, learn everything and evolve. But the objective is to know it so well that you can give it outwardly. Solar, like the solar energy, which is just the life giver. And that's kind of why we're here. It's like the journey of the zodiac that we all go through, you know, and we're creators in a way. We're a microcosm of that. Luck is on your side, and your commitment is being tested. Hierophants on the bottom. This could be something to do with like big organizations, church, work, anything like that. Social media. But we'll see if it actually plays a role in the reading here. But luck's on your side, so that's a good thing. Also, for some Virgos, you may be on this path over here. Some will be on this path on my left-hand side. Some may have experienced it already. Some may not experience it at all. Some may experience both. If it doesn't resonate in any way, please try to watch maybe some of your other signs, and hopefully they'll resonate more. Knowing your natal chart is going to be the key to that. With that being said, the first 3 you got, you know, the question seems to be about destiny and love. It's like your question is about your lover. Are they sneaking around behind your back? That's what it looks like. Or it looks like you're asking that, you know, if you decide to give them your love and, you know, and it is your destiny, like, is this relationship my destiny? It's like you're also asking, are they going to be true? It could be that they are doing it, but it could be also that your question is just about that. Like, you know, worried that it could happen, even if it hasn't or it doesn't. You could be worried about it. It's saying, you know, your commitment is being tested. So that's going to be probably to your relationship, because that seems to be what the question is about, love relationship. But it's saying luck is on your side. So whatever the outcome ends up being, it's going to be in your favor because luck is on your side. And it's going to be different for every one of you. Some may decide to leave, some may stay, whatever. It's all going to be, or somewhere in between there, right? But either way, it's the right thing because luck is on your side. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, Virgo. This one path over here, or the current path, that some of you may be on, you got a lot of air energy here. this could be about an air sign individual, but it also could be that they're like the queen, all truth, right? Like says what they want to say, doesn't care how you feel, that type of thing. It could be kind of rough communication, straight up. The Ace of Swords, though, is truth. And it could be that you want truth about the three-party situation. Like there could be a third wheel. It could be asking if they're cheating, or if they went to a party, or are they out drinking too much. This type of thing. This card can, represents a good time, but when people have a good time, those things sometimes tend to be involved. So you got to look at it like that. But it's like you want the truth. It's like maybe you confront them and you're like, "What is the truth? This is you." You're like, "I want the truth. Give me the truth. What have you been out doing? Are you just out drinking with your friends, or are you out doing something else?" And that goes either way. I'm not just saying that for a man out doing it. It could be a woman as well. That's one path. The other path, and that looks like you're demanding truth, like through communication. It doesn't have to necessarily be bad communication, but nobody wants to have that conversation, right? Even if you it's inevitable though if you're out doing it. You got to pay the piper. You got to face the circumstances that you create. This other path, it's being chained, or feeling like you're chained to a relationship, or maybe you feel like they're not working hard enough on it because you got the Devil there, and you got the Eight of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. And the question in the relationships could be around money, and on this path, it could be around money. It could be that you feel like money is like making your relationship, like having to work and get money is like putting a strain in your relationship, and you feel like you're having to work too much, or your spouse is working too much, and you don't really get to see them, just out there juggling money, trying to get it figured out, and you're starting to feel like it's just a grind. You're feeling a slave to it. I know that feeling. And it could be slave to relationships. So in this relationship, you're like, I demand truth. This one could just be like, you know what, I'm just going to work on it and not even mention it, just stay stuck there. It's going to be different for every one of you, but either way, it's the right decision because luck is on your side. The advice, happy home, or a wedding. That could be a wedding right there. Celebration of some sort. That's the advice. The Seven of Pentacles, the Magician. So it's saying, you can create whatever you want out of this situation. It's up to you. You plant the seeds the way you want them. Whatever you decide to do in the situation with what information that you have. Could be your question could be about marriage. Like, should I marry this individual? Because the Hierophant's here. He marries people. Or he can. And you're wondering, is it going to be like this? Some of you could end up being like that. And some of you are like, it's the truth. And you're going to have a really good time. It could be asking like whether you should go to a wedding. That could be a question about a wedding. Yeah. But if it's something that you're trying to create for yourself, like your own wedding, you got to plant them seeds. Got to nurture what you have for the happy home. But yeah, it definitely could be something about a wedding. Some of you could be attending a wedding. Some of you could be getting married. Anything like that. Some kind of social gathering. And it could, holidays, right? So it could be the holidays, going to visit family for Christmas or Thanksgiving. It could be like Thanksgiving parties, Christmas parties, things like that as well. But it's, it's celebration. It could be a question like about what that individual did at a celebration. Something like that. But saying if you want your happy home, you're going to have to nurture it and create it. Which means there may have to be a level of forgiveness. And that's up to each individual to decide because, I think forgiveness is a very divine thing. But with that being said, you shouldn't let people walk all over you. And if you think it's something that's like going to be repetitive, then you don't want to stay with the same person because generally people stay in the same patterns, at least for a while. Now, people can change for sure, but it's difficult. And it could also just be saying that it's probably okay. Like, maybe they're not. Maybe they are the person you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. If your mind is like, should I marry this individual? This is saying it's probably going to be good if you do. Commitment is being tested. Maybe they ask you to marry them, or you ask somebody to marry you, and you don't get an answer immediately. That could be rough. That could definitely test your commitment. They could end up saying yes, but it's going to test your commitment for sure I think it's the test of the commitment. That is a test of commitment. Like, will you marry me? If you say yes, you are committed. Like, That's saying, yes, I will spend the rest of my life with you. Whether it ends up being that or not, you've decided in that moment that yes, you will. So that's a big deal. That's a commitment. But it's saying whatever you decide is gonna be lucky. Oof. Something's gonna happen suddenly here. Queen of Cups, Four of Swords, the Tower. It's like the time of rest is over. It's time to get out there. Have something to do. If you're asking if somebody cheated on you, it could be with a water sign. And then that just brings down the house. I'm done. Like, I was at home and you were out there with this person. I mean, that could cause an issue for sure. I hope that's not the case. But also, that's a really nice cup. It's that's offering. That's a, that's the bomb chalice right there. So that's like the love. That's a real commitment in love. We can get some clarifiers. Because that one, the last one definitely needs clarifying. Because it's going to be like a sudden change. Like sudden. Or a sudden realization. Yeah, again, it's like the question is asking about virtue. It's like you're worried whether your partner or somebody is being honest. In some way, it doesn't necessarily have to be cheating. I just jumped to that because it's the first thing that came to my mind. But it could be, cheating your taxes, your money, whatever. It could be cheating you in all kinds of ways. Because you got worry, you got defeat, which is basically more intellectual worry with virtue. So you're asking if they are virtuous. It could be somebody that you're trying to decide if you want to date, and like whether they're telling you the truth about like their love history, their past. You could be asking about that too. But it could be somebody you've been with for a while, and you're like, should I marry them? Right? Like maybe you found out something about their past or something like that, and you're like, well, they could do this again. That's got you worried. It doesn't mean that they will, but it's got you. It may have you worried because it looks like you're asking about someone's virtue. Their integrity. You're worried about their integrity. Doesn't mean necessarily that like in a love relationship, but it could be like financial integrity. You know what I mean? Or somebody trying to scam you in some way. A lot of that goes on in the world. Sad truth of the matter. People like money. It's a wish, happiness, some kind of celebration. That's a celebration. Again, it could be a wedding. It could be somebody you met and you're like, don't want to take us to the next level. Like really start having a relationship with them. I mean, again, if you're asking about truth, if it's the Queen of Swords, like, hey, what's the truth of this situation? You're going to do it kind of in a passionate, fiery way, but who wouldn't, right? You want the truth. Sometimes you got to, this is a quick message coming in, and it's on the Ace of Swords, so it's truth. Truth will come, whatever the situation is. It could be about something that you've been wishing for. Like if you're trying to get into a relationship and your wish is to take it more serious, or your wish is to marry them, you're gonna have to get to the truth. You're gonna have to ask them about their past, that type of thing, and you'll get the answers that you want. It's saying like, you'll get the answers that you want. Just ask. Yeah, if you're worried about anything in an individual, their integrity, ask, and be upfront with them as well. I mean, if you're gonna spend the rest of your life with someone, that's a decision you got to make. I mean, you need to know as much as you can know. Get as much to the truth as you can. I've been with my wife for 21 years. I know I don't look very old, but I'm almost 40. I just turned 38 on November 13th. I just look really young. She does too. It's really odd. Our energies intertwined, and we're very similar type people in that way. Even though we're solar opposites. I'm Scorpio, she's Taurus. But we keep it 100. Communicate. We know each other really well. Sometimes we don't even have to communicate. We know each other so well. We know exactly what's going on in the other one. And we kind of know how to navigate it. But that's part of growing together. So if you're asking, like, really, you want to get to that point where you're really, really ready to learn who the real person is and start to grow with them, that's an important question to have answered, right? Especially if you're going to spend a lot of time together, pretty much the rest of your lives. Yeah, get down to the brass tacks. I'm all for that. I think it's smart, Virgo. No doubt about it. This could be a water sign, see that Queen of Cups is the reason I say that, but it could be an air sign too, because there's a Queen of. I say it could be an air sign, then bam. I'll say because you have the Queen of Swords, and then the Queen of Swords comes out again. So it's an air sign. This is in their chart. They're air in that chart. Whoever this individual is. Or the individual, like if your question is, are they cheating on you, or you feel chained to them, or you feel like they've done something wrong, it's still an air sign. Because it's on the devil over here. And you got change. You got the Two of Pentacles again. It wasn't on the Two of Pentacles. It was on the Eight of Pentacles. But that, that could be you working really hard on your relationship, right? Or just on your financial situation. Like if you're asking about their integrity as far as a business partner goes, this card never focuses. Oh, and then it focuses. Yay! I need to start saying that every time. And that's hard. That's harmonious change, though. So it's even, harmonious, not topsy turvy like this one, which is beside it. Look at the waves in the background. It's all topsy turvy. But you got the Star, which is another wish card or a healing, divine healing. Over here, it's like maybe you're willing to forgive and forget. Oh, this is a different path. Over here you demand the truth, and it looks like maybe you're willing to forgive over here too. But you're like, you have to be honest with me. Like maybe you care about him so much, you're like, look, you have to be honest with me. If you're honest with me, then maybe we can get through it. And that's definitely respectable. The advice is that, it's going to be a happy home. So if they haven't done any of that stuff and you want to learn about the past, it's going to be okay. They're going to be open with you. And they're going to be telling you the truth. I feel like you're worried that they're not telling you the truth, but maybe they are. Maybe you're asking about their former marriage. Maybe you had a former marriage. It's an air sign. And with these moon's energies on these days, it's gonna be some intense energy, right? Could be sexual, could just be, tensions. You got happy home from the seeds that you planted. Yeah, it's like if you work on it and you plant the seeds and you nurture them, you're gonna have a happy home. It's gonna be your creation too. So yeah, let them in. Luck's on your side. Your commitment's being tested. Like maybe your partner's like, look, we got to take us to the next level, like move in together. And maybe you're trepidatious about that. And then, maybe that puts a hurt in the relationship in some way. But I think you should consider it if you're taking it to the next level. If they ask you to marry them, that's a big decision. But I would say consider it. Due diligence. Or if you're the one asking to marry, if they don't answer you immediately, give them time to think. You got the Prince of Discs. Could be some kind of new opportunity with money too. So if you're asking about their money or their integrity in money, or like an investment, but either way, it could be some message coming in about money. And up here you have the change in money. So if money's been a stress in your relationship, it's saying you're going to have a truce about that. You're going to probably have to save. This could be a card where you're saving your money. In Christmas time, it's tough to do on Christmas time, for sure, right? And that way you prepare for the rainy day. Like, that way you'll have all the cups you need when it's time. Maybe that's part of like the agreement of why y'all stay together even. Financial reasons can keep people together too. But it looks like it's going to work out. I think whoever this person you're either interested in or if the person you're already involved with, I think they're a good person. Regardless of what they've done, if they did anything at all, they're a good person. Looks like they're an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could be a water sign too because the Queen of Cups. I'm really curious about this down here. Could be that the outcome is that you accept their offer and then, then something drastic happens. We want to find out what that is. Or you decide to keep your cup to yourself, like the Queen of Cups there, to hold back. And that's your right. If you don't want to lose your own autonomy, that's your right. Just because someone's super in love with you doesn't mean necessarily that you return and feel the same way. And that's your decision, right? Yeah, the completion to something on that Queen of Cups there. Could be that it is a water sign, and that maybe you're trying to get with an air sign, or maybe these air sign cards are just like you're really trying to get to the truth of the situation. On the rest card, you got sorrow, which this is a 3. There's no heartbreak here in this card. It's just sorrow. So that it could be why you're resting. Maybe some of you are about to get out of a relationship, a long one that you've been in a really long time. But it's saying new change is coming. You know, with the Tower there, with this on it, the Prince of Wands, it's coming forth and moving forward because, I mean, he's on a chariot there, being pulled by a lion. It's great confidence. If this does happen, and it could be that you decided that, like I said, maybe they ask you to marry. They're like, will you marry me? And you're like, no. Or vice versa. You ask them, and they're like, no. You're like, okay, so time to move on. Could be divorce, because you got the Hierophant there. Get the Heartbreak card. Oh, I'll say it's the Heartbreak card. It's not really the Heartbreak card in this deck. I mean, it can have the same meaning, but it doesn't have a heart on it in this deck. It's a flower. And then you got all the swords going into it, which still isn't great symbolism by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the ending of something. Or completion to whatever was the involvement of this Queen of Cups, which could be emotional. You may have an emotional attachment to something. Could be something involving money. Could be, like I say, it could be a family member or something. Could be somebody that you worked with or like a job that you had and you're moving on. You get a better change in money. And maybe you're leaving people. You had to move away from people that you really care about, that you really love. Anyway, that's all I got, Virgo. It looks like the truth is getting revealed either way. The truth is getting revealed because, you know, the Ace of Swords, there's all kinds of swords cards. See the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords, truth is coming out. Anyway, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Trying to get this algorithm in my favor again, but I don't know how it works. So my videos aren't getting really many views, so I imagine they're not getting shared. It's not getting shared much. But you don't have to like, subscribe, and comment if you don't want to. I'm just glad that you're here. And hopefully you watched it this far, Virgo. Either way, I wish you the best, and happy holidays.